And what are the requirements of a talk trigger? Because you talked about this in the book a little bit, and I think it's really important to hit on this because you just mentioned an example of it. But so you define what it is. It's an operational decision that basically in some way empowers the customer to spread the news about your service.
Gives them a story.
Gives them
a story, right? Yeah. The story of the Joker is so much more interesting and is so much more likely to be told than the story of the patty melt was really juicy.
Yeah.
I've had a juicy patty melt, man. I have not had somebody let me win my lunch playing card game.
They don't really sell patty melts here in Boston. I'm trying to think what a patty melt is. It's just like a hamburger in a sandwich, like just smushed down.
That's so weird to me. Okay, so patty melt is grilled rye bread.
Yeah.
Burger, usually Swiss cheese and Thousand Island and caramelized onions.
Okay, yeah, not popular, too popular in New England. But you're absolutely right. The idea that somehow like people don't know exactly the right way to say it, but they don't remember the name of the place, but they remember that story that they can just spread.
The story. Because they remember the experience. And this is key, right? So a talk trigger is an experience, right? It's not a slogan or a contest or a coupon or a campaign or promotion. It's an experience, right? It's something that happens, not something that you say, right? So it's not like we've got a really funny slogan. That's not a talk trigger.
Yeah.
Right. That's just a slogan. So to your point, Jimmy, there's 4 things that have to be true for your differentiator, your referral engine, if you will, to work as a talk trigger, because not everything will work like this. First thing is it has to be remarkable. Okay. In the true definition of that word, which is worthy of remark. It has to be a story worth telling, which means that it has to be different enough from what your clients expect that they will notice it, right? It can't just be competency. It has to be something they haven't seen. Okay. Second thing, it has to be repeatable. And what I mean by that is you offer this, or this experience is true for fundamentally all or nearly all of your customers and your clients. It's not just for new clients or your best clients, or if you sell a home of a certain size. Everybody gets a chance to this. Everybody who goes to Skips gets to play that Joker game, right? It's not just Wednesdays. It's not just ladies' night. It's not just on your birthday. And why that's important, Jimmy, is that you're trying to maximize the number of talkers. So one of the things we do in business today is we have this premise called surprise and delight. You know what I'm talking about? Where we take a customer in a particular circumstance and we treat that customer really differently because we hope that that customer will talk about it and maybe it'll go viral or whatever. Hotels do this all the time, right? Some guy checks into the Marriott and there's like a live panda bear in his room. There's like a eucalyptus tree for it to eat. He's like, oh my God, there's a bear in here. Oh my God. And like, they're hoping that he's going to share it on Instagram and like, it's going to go on Reddit or whatever. Look, man, that might work.
Yeah.
Or you might just have like an invoice for panda rental. But either way, that's not a strategy. Okay. That's a lottery ticket. And I don't do lottery tickets, right? I've been a strategist for 30 years. A talk trigger, this referral system that we're talking about here, is designed to create conversation about you every day, week, month, quarter, year. This isn't a one-time deal. And one of the ways you make that true is you make it repeatable. It's not just about the one crazy thing you did one crazy time. This is just part and parcel of how your business operates, right?
Well, what's fascinating about what you just said there, and I think it's so important for everyone to understand this, because the example you gave of like treating customers differently is the mark of a business that hasn't quite figured it out. Because if you haven't figured, if you have to treat people differently to experience the value or experience that delight moment, it means you actually really haven't figured out how to actually scale your business. And I remember this famous story on Twitter many years ago where it was sort of in the age of where virality amongst what we call sort of third tier celebrities, which is like the bloggers of the world, was really becoming a thing. And I remember I can't remember his name, but I remember him talking about this Morton story where he showed up at the airport and Morton's brought him a steak.
Peter Shankman.
Peter Shankman. And I thought to myself at the time, I said, oh, that's really cool. But like, what does that actually, like, yeah, Morton's got some free press, but it just makes this guy look like an elite. He can just show up and they give him a free steak. What about the rest of us? You know,
that's it. What signal does that send to everybody else? Like,
you're not important. You're not important. We're going to give you the flank steak, Jay, not the fillet. Like that's the type of, I think, feedback that you're going to get from these individuals when they.
It's not scalable, certainly. Right?
Yeah,
you definitely can't scale that kind of idea.
Yeah, Peter Shankman.
So the third one is your talk trigger should be reasonable, and what I mean by that is sometimes in business, and I see this in real estate myself. we convince ourselves that in order to create conversations, we have to do something really, really big that people we're going to shock and awe them into talking about us, right? We're going to have a contest, and instead of giving away books, we're going to give away a Caribbean island or something, right?
Yeah.
And here's the little dirty secret there that most people don't understand. When you give your customers an experience that is too grand, it actually doesn't create conversation because it creates suspicion. They think, hey, wait a second. Jimmy doesn't have a Caribbean island to give away. Not yet. There's got to be a catch here. There's got to be another shoe is going to drop. There are strings attached. Like people are a little bit sometimes dubious about agents anyway, and kind of the way that all of that works. And so I think in particular in this industry, you want to make sure that people aren't thinking that there's some kind of like fog in the way. And so what happens is when it's too big, it actually suppresses conversation because nobody wants to rope their friend into something that might not be true.
Yeah, sure.
It's sort of like the Publishers Clearinghouse problem, right? Like it's a great idea, but they don't have good word of mouth at all, almost no word of mouth, because nobody believes it to be true.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't have to make this giant. In fact, it doesn't work if it is giant. It works if it's big enough or interesting enough to be talkable, but small enough to be trustworthy.